position in the European Cup.
Jock, you've just heard the draw literally moments ago. What's your first reaction?
Well, we wanted something different, and we've got it. We haven't met a Spanish team before in the European Cup, neither have we met Germans, so we wanted one of the two of them, so we've got it. We'd have preferred the first game away from home.
Deep down, Steen was concerned about Atletico. They were managed by former Argentina boss Juan Carlos Lorenzo, whose team had been branded animals by Alf Ramsey during the 1966 World Cup. Lorenzo had packed his Atletico team with Argentinians who, it was feared, could adopt similar tactics.
What are your chances, frankly, John, over two legs against us?
Oh, we're only one home game away, one good performance at home away from the European Cup final, and then it's anybody's game. The players can raise themselves to any heights. I would think that our chances are quite good.
I think when Celtic were drawn against Atletico, people assumed that Celtic, with their experience and the squad they had at that time, that they would go through.
I would take Celtic for 2 or 3 goals because the boys are really ready to go. They've been working very hard here, and they're looking forward. They know what's at stake. All they need is one result at Parkhead, and then the European Cup final again. Not
until the team ran out onto the park and the referee blew his whistle did we see them undisguised brigands.
9 internationals in it. 4 of them come from Spain, 4 from Argentina, 1 from Paraguay. Their current form, they are second in the Spanish league behind the champions Barcelona. And their most dangerous forward is Ruben Ayala, the Argentina World Cup player who is sure to be prominent when Atletico break out and counter-attack.
Well, I just thought it would be a nice Spanish football side to play nice, clever football, and it would be a nice game of football because we were attacking side and we were hoping this being a normal Spanish side it would be something similar.
And Murray right in there, and now can Dalglish get onto this one? Cross back, yes! The goal is scored, but it's not given. It's not given. Dalglish had put it in, but was that ball over the line?
We had a goal disallowed in the first couple of minutes, and why it was disallowed I don't know. The ball was most certainly was not over the line. What happened after that was just incredible. Football was not allowed to be played.
Here's Dalglish. Oh, that was definitely taking the man. Oh, that was a terrible tackle there by Heredita.
Any time that we get the ball, they fouled.
And really the Turkish referee must get on top of that sort of challenge. But here's Johnston, and they must get on top of that sort of challenge by Diaz. Well, the assault on Connaughton there by Ayala was illegal. And I'm not sure, but I think Ayala gets the yellow card. Oh, another bad challenge.
The front players get slaughtered. I mean, Jimmy got massacred.
Now Celtic are keeping up this pressure. The little jig by Johnston. And down he goes again.
They just started kicking stuff apart, and they just scythed us down, and more so wee Jingy. The wee man was black and blue, and I kid you not, it was black and blue from the chest down.
And it's Johnston again. Diaz snapping away at him, and he's brought down again.
Wee Jimmy spent more time in the air than Biggles that day. It was quite extraordinary.
The state of his legs the next day was incredible. He looked as if he'd been hit with a tank.
And again, this cynical approach to the game of football shown by Atletico Madrid.
They were animals,
Hay beating Ayala and then taken.
Powerless, the manager's worst fears were being played out in front of him.
Well, the eyes were quite wide and the face was quite red. And of course, he was in and out the dugout running to the line and shouting and trying to get some form of order amongst the game. But there was nothing you could do,
He's already been cautioned and Ayala is being sent off.
To be fair to the Turkish referee, he did his very best to control it, but I don't think the Archangel Gabriel could have controlled that.
Now Johnston. Down he goes. What is happening to this man? And he's off!
It took a great deal to get sent off in those days, and yet Atletico that night could easily have had the match abandoned. They could easily be down to 6 men.
Look at him having a go at Jimmy Johnston way after that ball had gone. And he's off! And he is off as well!
Even when they were down to 8 men, they just ran about and fouled us. I mean, the referee could have sent off the whole bloody team, to be quite honest with you.
Anxious moments for that Celtic box, and you can see Jock Stein saying everybody forward now. And the 46th free kick has been taken. Johnston with the cross, touchdown! Oh, and a beautiful save that time.
They succeeded because they upset us. If we should have held on to our emotions.
Taking them on, the cross by Callaghan, a good-looking one, headed down there by Hood.
We should have been able to beat them at home, but we lost the plot a little bit ourselves.
50 free kicks in 90 minutes. A disgraceful 90 minutes when 9 men were cautioned and 3 were sent off.
I think when the whistle goes, you realise you've been done in by a team that have used any means possible to get that result. So there was initially a bit of frustration that it's been a poor result.
Not one of the 73,000 spectators had seen anything like this before. Even for Scotland's hard-bitten scribes, this was something new.
Outrage, really. That was the overwhelming feeling that engulfed us in the press box. Cynicism on this level I had never seen before.
And they hadn't seen the worst of it yet. As the players left the field, it descended into a full-blown rally.
This is not over yet. Oh, and there are disgraceful scenes now going on outside that tunnel. The police are involved. The players are involved as well.
As we were heading towards the tunnel, all of a sudden a fracas broke out, and there was 1 or 2 punches thrown, not only by players. I think there was a certain police involved in it as well, from what I could see. And all of a sudden there was just a massive melee, and even going up the tunnel there was, hair being pulled, kicks being thrown and everything else. It was just a free-for-all virtually.
I think someone even attacked Jimmy in the touchline at the end, and I think we might have 1 or 2 of us might have lost it a wee bit going up the tunnel,
There was a bit of bedlam in the tunnel, and the inspector, big inspector of police it was, in fact, and he grabbed that Ayala, and there was a wee bit of scuffle, and they grabbed him, but he held him in a way. He said, "Dixie, Davy, on you go, have a punch." I kid you not, and we did. We helped ourselves, and we hooked Ayala.
I think Mr. Stein lost the plot a little because he wasn't happy with their manager, and I think he tried to get hold of him, but he couldn't because their manager ran all the way to the dressing room and barricaded himself in the dressing room. I think Billy and I ran after Mr. Stein and we're trying to get hold of him. So it was all happening behind us, but I think it was a fair Donnybrook was going on.
And the police are heavily involved. The Spanish officials are involved as well. And the most disgraceful night of football gets a really seamy final full stop.